Welcome to Peace in the Valley, where adventure starts at home. We are in Kentucky today, and we found something very interesting. It's an abandoned western town. But is it Six Gun City or Tombstone Junction? There are several YouTubers out there that have proclaimed this property is a western-themed amusement park called Tombstone Junction. Now, both of these were in Kentucky, and they're both right near the falls that you see. Well, we're going to figure out which one this. The reason the question exists because both amusement parks have existed and they are close to each other, making some people mistake them for one and the same. We had friends who asked us if we could find it. Since I have a drone, I took the challenge. It was such a nice day that Angel and I decided to make the short trek from Cumberland Falls to try and find this ghost town. I saw other YouTubers had been to the abandoned town and saw that it was pretty much open. That's a pretty big clue, since so much of the area is wooded. I think this might even be a part of the Daniel Boone National Forest. My clues were something like this. It was on the top of a mountain near the falls, and maybe you could get to it by Eagle Trail. This is in McCreary County in Kentucky. My friends Angie and Ann gave me the info. So what next? We go and explore. Overlooking Cumberland River, Cumberland Falls, there is an abandoned amusement park that used to be competitors to places like Silver Dollar City. You can't see it, but you can hear the waterfalls. It's straight down that way. So this here was all part of the fire, and I'm going to guess that that ended. The fire might be what is confusing YouTubers, because this has a fire and Tombstone Junction had a fire. So now it's just full of trash. People have been up here. It's funny, the boards on the inside are not weathered. See, power lines had been removed. So this is probably some type of a general store. Had a window. You could see a set of storefronts right here. Glass has been broken out. People have climbed up. It's got a metal roof on it. So the insides themselves aren't actually in bad condition. It's just an abandoned town. And lots of litter. Been all wired. Eagle Summit's Ghost Town. It's funny because I almost remember going to something like this. Well, I found a business registration for Cumberland Six Gun City that took place in 2003. The registration was changed to dissolved in late 2004. Which means the Six Gun City appears to have been open for only one season. This might be part of the confusion. Very few people remember Six Gun City. Like, this should be like an archaeology dig. You have your old town, you have your stores. Probably your funeral home, your jail. You had a sidewalk here in between. Now that's rotted away as expected, but once you get under the overhangs, oh, probably not. Actually, everything inside is fine because it's actually got a decent metal roof. Like, the wood looks new inside. Outside, it's all weathered for obvious reasons. The metal roofing really is doing its job. What's that? It looks like they just abandoned the place. Maybe after the fire, they just decided, okay, here's the jail. Still got the bars on the inside. So this is the sheriff's office. You could stay in the jail. Upstairs once again. There's that old door to go down to the back. The floors are actually deeper because they're actually sitting on the edge of a hill. What we have here is the mercantile that we're coming up upon. It was actually a fairly large store for its what they were intending to portray to the people. Steps right there. So that was going up. This is probably the concert area when they would have concerts. And we got a 2-story, so this is your hotel for the old town. Here's actually some of the old fence railing. You can see up top here a rail. Looks like, I'm going to guess, they had one actually down below too. So the boards themselves are really only rotted. They even have stairs going up upstairs. They probably had gunfights, all kinds of interesting events, as I remember. I think they may have even had a railroad track. One of the reasons I think they may have is because the parking lot is probably a good half a mile away. There's remnants of the roof, a roof down here. So one of the buildings has lost their roof. And over here, furniture. This one was definitely a taller building. This is the roof that is no longer existing. It looks like a storm came through and tore it down. No, this one's not in good shape at all. And you can see the size of this building. There's carpet in here. And there's heating and cooling system. Not sure when this collapsed, but there's also a lot of insulation. And like Angel said, there's furniture. You can see that right there. Interesting. Here is another set of stairs that were going up, probably to the concert area, or maybe that's where the bleachers would have been for people to sit. The abandoned ghost town. There's a door coming out the side entrance. And it actually has an entrance down at the basement too, it looks like. Side of the hill. There was quite a bit of insulation up there at one time. And we have over here another one. Wondering if these may have been bathrooms. There's still a lot of good wood in here. Yeah, okay, so this is male and female bathrooms in the old town. There's still tile on this one. Still drywall. This one had urinals. So this is the men's, I think. If I was gonna bet money. Broken urinals. Some kids have had a lot of fun going through and breaking it all up. This one's got a lot of insulation too. Broken toilet seats. A lot of alcohol bottles. There's burnt wood in here. This history of Tombstone Junction, according to the Wikipedia, states, Tombstone Junction was a small, western town-themed park located on Kentucky Route 90 in McCreary County, Kentucky, near the Cumberland Falls State Park Resort. It began operating in the 1960s and continued uninterrupted until the park was heavily damaged by fire in 1989. The park continued with limited operation until it was completely destroyed by a second fire in 1991. The park featured a recreation of a small western frontier town, complete with a train station, working saloon, dance hall, jailhouse, shanties, and shops. There was also an outdoor amphitheater, which hosted live shows featuring country and western music of the period. The leading attraction at Tombstone Junction was a 2.5-mile ride aboard a full-size standard gauge operating steam engine. What this means to me is that Tombstone Junction was a big hit for nearly 30 years. It, like all things, died out, unfortunately by a fire. So someone who loved Tombstone Junction did not want the memories to die and decided to resurrect this as Six Gun City. In fact, it's so close that it is nearly across the street. Here are a couple reasons to know that Six Gun City is not the same as Tombstone Junction. There is literally no parking for Six Gun City. You would have to park in the now defunct Tombstone Junction parking lot, which is actually quite large. Another reason, the wood inside the buildings right here that we're seeing are still good. It still looks new. Would it look that way if it were built in the 60s? And one more thing. The boards are put on with a nailer, not a hammer. This would not be the case if it were older. The roof is also quite new. It's a modern steel roof. One other thing is that the broken glass is all tempered. So I am completely certain that the town that we are looking at here is Six Gun City. Tombstone Junction and Six Gun Cities are nothing more than our memories, and decaying at that.